Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I had a problem with my internet connection, but it's fixed now. So we are going to start right away. I just need to take the attendance first. Abdullah? Abdullah?
Yes, miss. Yes,
Okay.
miss. Yes, miss.
Adam Ihab?
Yes.
Ahmed Amr? Ahmed Amr?
miss.
Okay. Ahmed Sharif?
Yes, miss.
Iyad? Farida?
Yes, miss.
Hamza?
Yes.
Huda?
Miss, could I go drink water?
Go, dear. Huda?
Yes.
All right. Jumana?
Yes.
Karma? Laura?
Yes.
Layla?
Yes.
Muhammad Izzat? Maryam Ataz?
Yes.
Omar Gamal? Ruqayya? Ruqayya? Okay. Ziad Tamer? Ziad Hussam is joining now. Ziad Hussam, can you hear us?
Yes.
Zain? Not here. Mona? Mona is here. Okay. All right, guys. So yesterday we were at the end of the respiratory system lesson. Those are the main information that I want you to be familiar with this year, because next
Miss,
year.
I'm back.
Okay, dear. Because next year you are going to learn even more details about the respiratory system than what we took this year. This year is just like an introduction for what you're going to learn about next year. So I'm going to just mention one last part, and then we are going to correct the homework together, all right? So in this last part, we will talk about how can we measure the efficiency of your respiratory system. What does that mean, Miss? It means that sometimes people who are suspected to have respiratory problem, whether they have emphysema, which is a type of respiratory problem, whether they have lung inflammation, whether they have bronchitis, any type of respiratory problem that will affect their breathing, they go to the hospital or to the doctor, and the hospital makes this specific type of tests to see how strong your lungs is and how efficient your respiratory system works. So how do they do this? They do this by measuring the volume of your breath. How would they do this? There is a specific device. This is the device called spirometer, and this spirometer is supposed to be like a very large tube connected to a graduated part of the device. As you can see, this is how it looks like. And this tube, by the end of it, you have this mouth. By the end of this tube, you have this mouth, which you have to breathe inside. You take a deep breath and then you exhale as much as you can into this tube to see how much will this piece of balloon, or there is like a piece of something that moves inside the spirometer to see how much or what is the number that it will reach. This way you can measure the volume of your breath. This way you can see how much is the volume of your lungs. Your lungs can take in and out how much volume of air. Okay, so this apparatus is called the spirometer. There are other types of devices that help you do so, which is called a round balloon. This also, this is actually, I know it because my own father has tried it like last year or something. He had some problem while in breathing, and they made this test for him where he is breathing into a balloon to see how much he can get air out of his system. So those two are the two devices that we can measure your lungs function using them. All right. Now I'm going to get back to smoking. I just want to show you some of the things that are found inside the cigarette and how does it affect your lungs and respiratory system. First of all, the main component of the cigarette is the nicotine. And as I told you yesterday, nicotine is an addictive substance in tobacco. Tobacco is the plant that we get in order to make or cultivate in order to dry it and then make the cigarettes out of it. The substance or the drug that is found inside tobacco is called nicotine, and it is addictive. It reaches the brain within 20 seconds. And after a while, when someone gets used to smoking, your brain starts to depend on nicotine. It starts to form this routine where at some point when the brain doesn't have enough nicotine, the person who is a smoker will start to crave more nicotine, and this is why they keep smoking more and more cigarettes. And by time, if you're only smoking like 2 cigarettes a day, by time they will become like 10 cigarettes, and then they will become like 1 pack, and then 2 packs a day. And it gets worse because your brain after a while will not be enough for it, just the 2 or 3 or 4 cigarettes that you have a day. They want more. So smokers start once they decide to stop, they suffer from the withdrawal symptoms. The withdrawal symptoms is the symptoms that we notice on the patient who is trying to quit something addictive. How is that? Your body is depending on a specific drug. When you stop this drug, your body starts to react in like a crazy way. Some people start to sweat, some people become more angry, some people like start to eat more. So those are the withdrawal symptoms that we are talking about. Of course, in the nicotine, it's a little less aggressive than the people who are addicted to very strong drugs like heroin or morphine or stuff like that. Okay, what is the second thing that results from the smoking? Carbon monoxide. And carbon monoxide is actually one of the worst gases that your body have to deal with. because carbon monoxide, it's not carbon dioxide, it's carbon monoxide. And let me just give you a little bit of chemistry here. The word di means two, the word mono means one. So this means that carbon monoxide is a carbon attached to only one oxygen atom. Carbon dioxide is carbon attached to two carbon atoms. Okay, now Miss, why is it bad? It's bad because your red blood cells is supposed to be manufactured or made in order to transfer oxygen around. It's there or made in a specific way to carry oxygen around your body. The problem is that red blood cells, it actually loves carbon monoxide more than oxygen. It has more affinity to carbon monoxide than oxygen. Okay, what is the problem in this? The problem is that your tissue and your tissues and your cells and your organs is designed only to deal with oxygen. So when the red blood cell comes with carbon monoxide, carrying carbon monoxide, your body really cannot deal with it. Yeah, what is that? What are you bringing me? This is something that I'm not used to and I do not need this. Why are you bringing this to me? So the carbon monoxide starts to accumulate into your body. It starts to like really get into your body in very large quantities that your body cannot deal with it anymore. So what does that? You're actually suffocating yourself. You are killing yourself by taking in more carbon monoxide that your body cannot deal with. So you're drained from energy and you cannot, your organs cannot work properly because you brought inside your body the wrong gas. I need oxygen. I cannot deal with carbon monoxide. Oxygen is the one that can break down sugar into energy and water and carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide does not do this. It does not do this at all. It cannot break sugar. It cannot get me energy. It doesn't do anything. It's useless. So after a while, your body will not be able to even breathe. Carbon monoxide is also one of the gases, guys, that people who are involved in fires suffer from. This is the main cause of their death. They do not suffer or they do not die from burning alive. They die because they keep inhaling carbon monoxide in very large quantities that they suffocate and they it ends that they cannot breathe anymore. So this is what kills them in fires, carbon monoxide. Okay, the last thing is tar. Tar is a carcinogen. What is the meaning of carcinogen? Carcinogens is the chemicals that causes your body to start produce cancer cells. So a carcinogen is something like provocative, something that provokes your cells into producing cancer cells. So this is what carcinogens are. They are the ones or the chemicals or sometimes they are radiations that causes your body to start producing cancer cells. So tars are carcinogens, and tobacco contains other carcinogens, and tar is one of them. So this is why people who smoke a lot, they start to develop lung cancer, and a lot of them start to develop gum cancer, which is the cancer of the mouth. Sometimes they produce throat cancer and esophagus cancer. So it's just nightmare. So this is it, guys. This is the whole thing about respiratory system and the things that damage respiratory system and how can we measure the efficiency of your respiratory system. Now I want you to open page 47. Are you there with me, guys? Because I have this feeling that you're not around anymore.
No, miss, we're here.
Yes, yeah, Miss, I'm here.
Okay. All right.
I'm here.
Yes.
Okay, now let's open page 47 quickly. In page 47, that was 47, 48 was your homework. So of course you can, if you did not submit it, please submit it. I
No,
will
I missed
accept
it was 47 and 48, right?
Yeah, this is what I said, 47 and 48. Okay, so page 47, question number 8 says the diagram shows two types of cells. As I told you yesterday, I don't know if you still remember, but we said that there are two types of cells that lines your whole respiratory system. One of them has cilia on it. It's like hair. It's like cells that have hair on their head. And the other type of cells is the cells that produces mucus. And both of them are really important for keeping your airways clean and moist, so that the air that comes into your respiratory system is of perfect temperature. So right here, the diagram shows two types of cells in the lining of the airway leading to the lungs. When a person breathes in cigarette smoke, the cilia start to damage and much more mucus from the mucus producing cell will be produced. What will be the consequences of this? Does anyone want to answer? If you want to answer, raise your hand, please. Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, I wish.
You can answer, dear.
It will block your nose.
It's not your nose. It will block your whole respiratory system. So first of all, the cilia will be damaged. We're going to talk about each problem at a time. The first problem is that your cilia is damaged. So there is nothing to control or to prevent any strange object from getting into your airways. This is number one. Number two is that when you produce more mucus, when more mucus is produced, your airways will get blocked by it and you will not be able to breathe anymore. Okay, so those are the two things that will happen in very few words. Okay, so number one, cilia damage. This will cause strange objects to get into your airways without clearing them out. Okay, this is number one. Number two, more mucus will block your airways and you will not be able to breathe. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone?
It's clear for me,
Yes.
miss.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The next question says, Sharna is addicted to smoking and wants to stop. Instead of smoking, she puts nicotine patches on her skin. By the way, guys, we here in Egypt have those types of nicotine patches. You will find it. This is, of course, for your information. If you want to help someone who has a very bad smoking habit, those patches are found in the big pharmacies like Y6B and stuff like that. It's like a program. You have like 3 or 4 different concentration of nicotine patches, and you start with the highest concentration. You or the smoker person put it on for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then after that they start to use the nicotine patch with the lower concentration, and then for like 2 weeks, and then they start to use the lower concentration for another 2 weeks, and then the lower concentration for another 2 weeks, until they can get rid of the patches totally. Yes, someone is sending me in the chat. How does this make them stop smoking? We said, Zain, that the problem with smoking is the depending of your body on nicotine. This is the only thing that makes it hard to stop smoking. So what you're doing is that you are weaning your body. Do you know what's the meaning of weaning? It's like when the baby stops taking or drinking milk. This is what we're doing. You're weaning your body by decreasing the concentration your body needs of nicotine gradually. Okay, and this is I'm answering the questions that were in the homework. So your body is getting rid of nicotine gradually until your body is back to normal again, where before using nicotine it was depending on the natural chemicals in your body. So now you added a new chemical, which is nicotine, and you need to get rid of it gradually, except instead of abruptly, because if you just remove the nicotine out of your system suddenly, some people cannot take the withdrawal symptoms. They just cannot take it anymore, so they just get back right into smoking. Do you understand now, Zain? Okay. All right, so I'm going to erase this and go to the next page. So she is trying the nicotine patches right here. And this is how the nicotine patches work. This patch contains nicotine, and it just keeps flowing the nicotine molecules into your system through your skin. The next page says the table shows the mass of nicotine in different patches and the number of weeks each type of patch is used over an 8-week period. Okay, so right here we have 3 types of nicotine. The concentration of the first patch is 21 milligrams. The concentration of the second type is 14 milligrams, and the concentration of the third type is 7 milligrams. So the first one is used from 1 to 4 weeks, from weeks 1 to 4, and the second one is used from week 5 to 6, and the last one is used from week 7 to 8. Now you need to use the information in the table to describe how the 8-week course of the treatment should help to reduce Sharna's addiction to smoking. This is what I was just telling to Zain, so I'm just going to write the answer right away. Okay, so the answer is that this way she will gradually withdraw the nicotine out of her system, which will increase the withdrawal symptoms. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand? Anyone?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So the last question is the rib cage moves when you breathe in and out. Complete the table to show how the rib cage moves. Put 1 tick in each row. Yes.
Miss, I disconnected, so so can you like tell me the answer of question A?
The
Page
answer of
47.
Okay, can you rewatch the video, please? Because we don't have time, Farida. Would you please
Okay.
rewatch? I'm going to upload it for you right after the session. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Farida, can you answer this? What happens to the ribs, your rib cage bones? What happens to them when you breathe in and when you breathe out? Eh. When you breathe in, does it move up and out or moves down and in?
It moves up and out.
Yes, it moves up and out. And when you breathe out, it moves
It
down
moves
and
down
in.
in.
Yes. Write one other function of the rib cage. This is something that we took this year and in year 5. This is something related to the previous years. What other function of the rib cage, guys? Do you remember? Huh? Jumena, yes, Jumena.
It protects the lungs
And
and the heart.
heart. Thank you so much. It protects the lungs and heart. Thank you, Jumena. The last one is cigarettes are carcinogenic. Explain briefly what the word carcinogenic means. Hey, does anyone want to answer? Yes, Laura.
I know.
Something that reduces cancer cells.
Yes, so it provokes your body into producing cancer cells. The last, sorry, the last thing that we're going to answer is in page 45. Did you finish this? Should I erase? Should I erase?
Yes.
All right. So I want you to open page 45, please. It's the last question that we're going to answer in this part. Question number 6. The device shown in the diagram is used to measure the volume of air that's expired by the lungs. What is the name of this device? What is the name of this device? Abdullah, do you know the name of this device?
Yes, miss.
It's called what?
Miss, I don't know.
Okay, it's called spirometer. Okay, spirometer. And what other method can we, method by which the volume of the lung can be measured? Ahmed, do you know? Ahmed Amr.
Yes.
What is its name?
The round balloon.
Round balloon. Thank you so much. Round balloon. Okay. So we have 4 minutes left in this session. We can start with the circulatory system quickly, and then I'm going to end this session and start the new one. All right. Okay, guys. So we are done with the respiratory system. The circulatory system is also going to be very easy. The only part that is a little bit, maybe, what should I call it? A little bit heavy is that we're going to watch or see what are the names of the parts and all the chambers that is your heart is made of. Okay, so this is the only part that I consider the one that is really hard. It's not hard, it's just a lot of information, and you don't have to know everything about it right now. We're going to just take few of them, the most important ones. Okay. So we're just opening the, okay. So as you can see, guys, this is your heart. This is your heart, and your heart is a very complicated organ. It looks like it is just, you know, a piece of muscle, but it actually has this sophisticated system going through it that makes it very complicated, and yet its function is very simple. So you know that the circulatory system, let's talk about the circulatory system in general. It is supposed to be the system responsible for circulating the blood full of oxygen and nutrients into your entire body. And then it recalls back your whole blood again, full of carbon dioxide and waste, so that it can give it to the organs that should get rid of this waste products. So again, now you have clean blood full of nutrients and oxygen. So your body pumps it out into your whole body and keeps or gives it to your organs. Your organs uses up those nutrients and oxygen and gets waste out of them and give it back to the blood. So the blood will get back to the heart to tell them that I'm full of waste. Please send me to the lungs so that I can get rid of the carbon dioxide, and send me to the kidneys to get rid of all of the other waste. Okay. So what are the main parts of the heart? The main parts of the heart are, first, the 4 famous chambers of your heart. Your heart consists of 4 chambers, 4 rooms. What are those 4 rooms? This is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. What are the names of those chambers? You have right here, this is the right side of your, I know it's left to you, but I want you to like turn around. Okay, you have to turn around to understand what do I mean. This is the right side of your heart, and this is the left side of your heart. Okay, so this is called the right atrium, this is called the left atrium, and the lower rooms, this is called the right ventricle, and this is called the left ventricle. So again, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay, so again, this is the left side. I want you to remember that it's the opposite of what you're seeing. If you put your hand, you will put your right hand on the left side of your heart. And if you put your hand, you will put your left hand into the right side of your heart. Okay, so this is why, this is because you have to turn around to understand how does it work. All right. Okay, so again, this is called the right atrium, this is called the left atrium, this is called the right ventricle, and this is called the left ventricle. Okay, I'm going to end this session and I will start the new one, guys. All right.